Right. Hello everybody. Just trying to make sure the camera's all straight as always. Oh, whoopsie daisy. That should do just about okay. Gets worse every time I touch it. 1 second. Okay, that's more or less in the middle. Maybe I'll shoot that around a little bit, but I hope that is clear for everybody. We're doing let phrasal verbs today. We've already done articles this morning. One more look. I always worry that I'm going to start doing things and then it's not going to be good enough, but let's try going with what we've got on board. So if you let someone down, you disappoint them, you fail them in some kind of way. Maybe you agreed to meet at 6 o'clock and you don't turn up, you don't show up, in which case you let that person down. You disappoint them. You fail to do what you promised to do. You don't keep to your promise. They hold you to your promise. They expect you to turn up, but you don't. You let them down. You don't stick to your promise. So let someone down could mean fail someone or disappoint someone. But if you let down something, for example, if you let down the tyres on your bicycle, it means you deflate the tyres on your bicycle. And if you let down a balloon, it means you deflate the balloon. So let down can also mean deflate, especially with tyres. But it can also mean to allow someone to descend. So if you're holding the rope and your climbing buddy is on the other end of the rope, you might let him slowly descend down the mountain to make sure that he can get to the next part. So allow to descend is also let someone down. I mean, if you allow someone to come down the stairs, you also let them come down, let them down. Okay, let up means to stop, and it's particularly used when something bad stops. For example, bad weather. So I don't think the pouring rain will let up. Now notice that this one, the pouring rain will let up. Let up has no object. So this one has no object, this let up. But we can let up on something and we can let up on someone. And when you let up on something, it means you stop being so determined to complete this something, to do this something. So it's pretty similar to give up, when you give up doing something. Slightly different because give up is very often used for bad habits, yeah, give up smoking, give up drinking. But I think let up on something, it could be used for something good as well. So you might be, I'm not sure what, you might be studying really hard for your exams, which is good, right? But you decide to let up on your study just because you need to make time for your family or something else. So you can let up on anything which you're doing in a determined way, and it basically means ease up. Very similar to ease up on something. When you let up on something, you ease up. You stop being so determined to do it, and you relax and you start to take things easy. So you leave this project alone. You could also say it like that. And if you let up on someone, it's very similar to let up on something, but it means stop being so severe or critical of someone. I made a mistake there. Stop being so severe or critical of someone. Go easy on someone. Ease off on that person, yeah? Go a bit easier with that person. Don't be so harsh or severe or critical. So it's positive to let up on someone because before you were being critical and then you decide to go easy on that person, to leave them alone, to back off. Other phrasal verbs which are connected. Okay, if you let someone in on the secret, it means you disclose that secret to one other person. And I want you to notice that this in-on phrasal verb is part of a whole group of in-on phrasal verbs which are all connected to clandestine activities in some way. So if you are in on the plan, it sounds like you are part of the group who have a secret plan. And if you walk in on two people kissing, you walk in on that clandestine kiss. The idea is that they didn't want anybody to see, but you walked in on them. You barged in on them when they weren't expecting it, and they didn't want you to intrude. So there's intrusion very often with in on. And when you let someone in on, you let someone intrude on your secret. So all of these in on phrasal verbs, listening on, it means you're listening to a secret conversation. Muscle in on someone's business, it means you're intruding in someone's territory, in their business, and you're trying to take their business. So they all have clandestine meanings here. There are many others with in on that actually mean approach. Home in on, zero in on, close in on. So it doesn't always mean clandestine, but it does in a lot of situations. Okay, if you don't let on, then you don't disclose the secret. If you let on, you do disclose the secret. So it's the same as this one, but with no object. So if you say something like this, he's a good spy, he's very faithful, very loyal to his country, he'll never let on, yeah? He'll never give up his country's secrets, he'll never let on. If you let someone out, this could be school. Maybe I'm a teacher and I let the kids out 5 minutes later because they were being naughty. So it just means release then, and you could certainly use it for prison as well. He will be let out in 10 years' time. And if you let someone out of a room, you let someone exit the room, maybe the door is locked, you unlock the door and let them out. And you can let the cat out, of course. You need to let the cat out every day so that it can have some exercise, so you let the cat out. But also, let out can mean emit a sound. So if you say he didn't let out a sound, or the dog let out a stifled yelp, it means that was the noise that the dog made. And I think this is similar to give off, although give off means emit a gas, a smell. Sometimes you hear let out used in that way, but generally give off for gases and let out for noises. But they both mean emit, yeah? Give off a gas, let out a noise. And by the way, we also say let the cat out the bag, which means that let out also means disclose a secret in some situations, but much rarer than let on, or especially let someone in on. I think this is the most common one. Let someone in on for disclose a secret. I'm going to let him in on the secret plan. Okay, let someone in for, let oneself in for, usually. We'll often say it like this: I don't know what I've let myself in for, or he doesn't know what he's let himself in for, or you don't know what you've let yourselves in for. And it means you don't know the terrible, unpleasant, difficult situation that you have knowingly allowed yourself to get into. Or unknowingly here, because we said he doesn't know what he's let himself in for. So it's very similar to be in for and come in for, in my opinion. When you let yourself in for something, you allow an unpleasant or difficult situation to appear. But if you are in for some bad marks, it means you can anticipate, you can expect some bad marks at the end of the year. Perhaps you haven't been studying very hard, perhaps you haven't done any homework, and so you will be in for some terrible marks. You will come in for a bad report. But come in for is quite rare, I should say that. It's not as common as be in for. And I think this one's the most common of all. I've let myself, we often just say it like this: I don't know what I've let myself in for. Or now I understand what I let myself in for. Meaning now I understand how unpleasant and difficult this situation is. I shouldn't have allowed myself to get into it. Okay, the last one today is let off, and there's an idiom here, to let off steam, which means to relax, especially in the sense of to relax after a hard day of work, or relax after a hard, stressful day. When you let off steam, you're stressed at first, but you become relaxed. You become unstressed. I don't like that word. It's not a real word, but I'm going to use it anyway. You stop being stressed. Yeah, you stop being stressed. You let off steam. And you're, that's the idea, that you relax. But also, if you let off fireworks, it's exactly the same as set off fireworks. And if you let off a bomb, I suppose, it's the same as set off a bomb. Personally, I much prefer set off, but sometimes you will see let off. The teenagers were letting off fireworks. It could also mean to allow someone not to be severely punished, let someone off. So you can say that the judge let the teenager off with some community service, which means work you do in the community to make up for your crime, your terrible crime, or not so terrible crime. Okay, I hope they're all clear. Please, if you have any questions, please put them under the video. I'll do my best to answer them. I hope this has been useful and at least given you 1 or 2 new words. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all soon. Thanks a lot.